Guys, Bitcoin is setting up right now a massive trap, and I can promise you, if you fall for this trap, you will regret this really dearly. I will show you exactly what I found and what I'm going to do with this trap. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here again on this Friday. So today I did not forget which day it is. So I only remembered because I had, sorry again, I had to go to the bank and the bank closed at 4. And that was the only real moment where I realized that we have actually Friday. So before I go into what the actual trap is that I see right now for Bitcoin, I'm going to show you something else that is really interesting here today. And that could lead to a massive turnaround across the market, not only for Bitcoin. Because what I've seen is that many influencers have actually, at least on YouTube, have forgotten that this is happening today. And the US market is just opening, so the money will come at some point during the day. And I think we're going to see it in the charts. So it's not the weekly chart. I put the weekly chart here on purpose, that I don't give it away directly what's going to happen. So, but today we have FDX repaying $16.25 billion to all their customers that were affected by the FDX crash. So what do you think the majority of these people is going to do with the money that they're getting? I can tell you what they're going to do. 30% is cashing out. They're like, fuck this crypto shit, I'm done with it. You know, so I almost lost everything. I got lucky to get it back. I'm done. I do something else. You know, so or they will at least not hold the money on exchanges anymore. But most likely they're gonna take profit. You know, so 30% is out, gone. The other 60% that are getting money back, what they're gonna do is they go back into the market right now because they missed a huge chunk of that run already of the cycle, and they buy as much as they can. And the other 10%, they just hold whatever they get back. This is what I expect from the FDX repayment. The other thing is, it will not happen at today, you know, so like in one shot. That's not what's going to happen, you know. So it's not like people get the money and they're like degenning directly back into the market, you know. So it's not going to happen. It will be a trickle effect. It will be most likely over a couple of days. You're gonna see, okay, there's 2 billion flowing in more than what usually is coming in. Here's another 1 billion. There's 5 billion. You know, so it will be a trickle effect over maybe a 2-week period, because some people maybe even forgot that the money is coming today. Some people are still on holidays. So don't expect today that the market goes absolutely ballistic because they are getting all the money back, and we have $16 billion worth of USDT lying around and other currencies that could re-enter the market right now. So this is not what's going to happen. You know, it's not happening just at the same moment where everybody gets the money. So, but we know there's now $16 billion that we can add to the total free market cap. That at some point re-entering into the market, most of it at least, like I said, 30%. Okay, let it be 10 billion, you know, so 10 billion is regardless a really nice number coming back into the market. So now let's talk about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin on the lower time frame, on a 50 minutes chart, we see here a breakout out of that falling wedge that Bitcoin had formed since yesterday. So here I expect in the short term that we turn around a little bit, come back down here, most likely to like $96,500, consolidate, and then we get continuation to the upside. There's a super short time frame, but if you missed the initial move all the way back down here yesterday, where was it? Here at like 96,300. Okay, we're not that much far away from that. So if you are looking to enter into Bitcoin, again, the levels that I had given are still valid. You can enter here at around 96,500 when we come down here, or you wait for $97,700. These are still the two levels that I would be looking at. But like I said, right now I would not be entering because stochastic is quite high. So you want that the stochastic cools down here on the 50 minutes And once that has cooled down, depending on where the price is, I would start laddering into a position here, because there could be in the next coming hours be a really big move coming when FDX starts to repay customers. And I want actually to have a look. We can look this at Arkham. Yes, on Arkham we can look at the FDX repayment wallet, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry guys, still so annoying. So FDX, let's see. Here's a, yeah, there's still some holdings on there. So here's 10% of it, and so, and nothing here from, yeah, okay, transfers still need to pop up here, but it doesn't look like that anything has moved yet. So balance history, yeah, that's flat. So nothing has moved here yet. So they have not started just yet with the repayments. But when you see here, the first transfers, they started already. 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago, here, liquidator. Okay, they started already with the repayments since yesterday, actually. Wow. Okay, you see here, to Gate.io, they started already repayments, not to some already to Binance, but nothing crazy here. There are not insane amounts that I've sent to Binance yet. But they start right now already repayments. When you see here bigger outflows, these are still comparably small outflows that we are seeing here. When you start seeing here massive outflows out of the FTX wallet into other exchange accounts where people getting their money back to, then you know, okay, now is actually the moment where we're gonna see most likely a pump in the market. And that's what I'm looking for, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing right now. You know, let it go up, down, running in circuits, it doesn't matter. Once you see here big outflows that are most likely happening today, you're gonna see it, that the market will react to that. So now when we go then into the 12-hourly chart, also the currently 12-hourly candle is here green above the EMA ribbon, exactly what we want to see here. Now, with that pump today, I'm not expecting that we pump to $100,000, even though it could be happening, that we see something like this here. I think even if we move it to the upside, Bitcoin would get stopped at like $99,500. It's the top of the VPVR range. It's a resistance level currently from here, that area, and also here in the past that was a support resistance flip zone. So it makes a lot of sense that if we come up here, that we would experience some resistance before we break through this. And then once we hit this level, I would expect over the weekend a small consolidation phase where some altcoins most likely going still to be running. And then into the new week, we get that move here past $100,000. Now on the, let me go here to the, first of all, to the ZoomX account. So now everything is green, guys. I'm sorry, I will not eat a piece of my short. So I got lucky that it happened that quick now. So my Bitcoin trades in massive profits. Ethereum is doing fine. Solana, since 3 hours right now on profits. Guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together on ZoomX, there is a link in the description. Use ZoomX if you want a KYC, a non-KYC exchange, completely free of KYC. Doesn't matter that you can KYC on the exchange. They're not enforcing KYC. So if you're in a country where other exchanges force you to do KYC, go to ZoomX, guys. There is a link in the description, and you still get up to $45,000 in sign-up bonuses. Now, on the Bitcoin, so here on the MDX Algo scalp gradients, what did I tell you guys? Price was running up here into the top section of the golden ratio. From there, we got a small rejection. Exactly what I laid out here and explained to you, that I would expect something like this to be happening. And now we are basically starting to consolidate to get that move into that order block here, where we will experience some resistance. And you see here, again, that is in alignment what I've just said, between $99,500 and $99,600. That is the top of that order block. And from there, like I said, I expect that we get a little bit of resistance before we break through this into higher levels. So in terms of the gradients themselves, that we are here now already in a hotter red is not really concerning to me. We have seen things like this here in the past. Look here, for example, over here, we had 2 candles running up, then a third one spiking to the upside, come straight down, consolidate, and only then we got the continuation. Here, most likely something similar is happening. And as long as the react indicator is not running hot, like over here, there is still some gas left here in the tank for Bitcoin to break here higher. So I would expect that the react indicator turns red with some bearish divergence reversal indications close to the $100,000 level. And then, like I just explained, then I would expect a small pullback with consolidation before we then break into higher levels from here. On the liquidation side, liquidation level side, we have almost taken out here in this high leveraged block all the high leveraged liquidity that was sitting immediately above us. Now we have a little bit left here at $97,900 and $98,200. Really, basically exactly at the 200 moving average. So when we get up here to the 200 moving average, once we reclaim the 200 moving average, expected that we get here that move into the $100,000 level that I just explained, and triggering on the way up a small short squeeze around $98,500. That will give us the fuel that we need to get into these levels here. So you see here also the 50 moving average is slowly now turning around. So I expect here, if we keep this trajectory by mid-January, at some point between the 10th, I would say, between the 10th and the 15th, so that, let's actually say between the 8th and the 15th, depending on how aggressive Bitcoin starts on moving to the upside, somewhere in between here, we're gonna get the golden cross again for the 50 and the 200 moving average. You know, guys, the golden cross, especially if you trade on spot, is always a good indicator where you can buy Bitcoin or add to your long position. So if I have a long position prior to that golden cross, and I have that right now, then at the golden cross is, for me, depending on where we are in the cycle, a good point, and depending on what trade I have, to add to my position, and let this then run to the upside until we get another death cross or other indications that we should get out of this trade. Now on the liquidation heat map, so here over the last 24 hours, you see here also liquidity is currently sitting mainly above us. So here massive levels all the way up here to $98,500 again, and what I just mentioned. You know, so once we are tapping in here into $98,000, we should trigger that short squeeze that I was speaking about, because of all these hot areas that we see here with the liquidity concentration of these short positions. And that should trigger a move here. Again, $99,500, also what I mentioned, exactly into this level. Then we have a little bit of nothing all the way up to $102,200. Yeah, $100,200. That's what I want to say. And from there, yeah, so until we reach that level, there will be some consolidation because there's no liquidity here in that small area. So on Bybit, I'm still a little bit in a loss here, but also this is creeping up slowly here back into profits, guys. I might open here also some new trades really soon. I'm gonna speak briefly about Coty here in a moment, guys. Did I this time think again? I forgot about it. So this time I'm not. I'm getting what I was wanted to talk about. Give me a second, guys. I will be back in like 10 seconds. So wait 10 seconds. If anybody of you 233 people are leaving, I will be really angry. So just hang on a second. So I'm back. See, that was quick. I just went quick here to my entrance. Guys, with Bybit, I cannot preach it enough, guys. If you can, get it. I don't know in which country you are, but if you can get it, get it. So I have to get it out of my wallet. I'm talking about here the Bybit card. Let me actually switch here quick between the screens. you can see it better here. So here my Bybit card, so I can show you the complete card because credit card numbers on the back, you know. Get one of these cards, guys, you know. It's amazing, you get 10% cash back when you use the card. I use the card every single day. And they have also the option that you get yield on the money that you have on the card when you don't use that money for anything else, you know. So, and that is amazing. So I think you can get up to 9% on USDT or something. So I also do that with an auto saving option. There is a link in the description below, guys, if you want to sign up on Bybit. Take advantage of that because I like spending the USDT that I make with that card every single day. I pay so much stuff with that. And last month was actually the first time that I actually reached my monthly limit. So for the first time. So now, so annoying, guys. You know, guys, maybe you notice I have new lights here. It's getting hot for me here a little bit with these new lights, crazy. So anyway, the Bitcoin dominance is falling into the downside. That's why we see altcoins pumping right now nicely to the upside, most of them actually. So we are about to touch 57.18%. Once we break that level, I would like to see some consolidation or retest of that level before we go lower. Let's see how this is going to play out, but otherwise you see where we are heading to, you know. So we are coming here closer and closer now to that level that I'm preaching for a really long time now. So on the total free market cap also here, like I said, today we could get that final push here to the next bigger resistance block above us from where we get that pullback that we want to see. So this most likely will unfold over the weekend into Monday, and then into the new week we're going to see that consolidation that will then lead to the breakout into new all-time high into the total free market cap. I also had a look here at the RSI heat map to understand over the last 24 hours where most of the coins are. You see that most of the coins in the market, they're in a neutral position in terms of the RSI, so there's so much more room for them to go to the upside before they again here show a signal of being overbought. So if you buy any of these coins here that are below that orange line here, you cannot do really anything wrong there. You know, so at least not a lot if you trade with low leverage, what you anyway should be doing. You know, so most of these coins that are below that average line, there are, in my opinion, many of them are still good buys here. Some of course also above their line, but for example, virtuals is something that I would not touch. You know, you see it's overbought, it needs to come down a little bit. HALD had today a big move already. SPX the same, you know, so these are coins that I would not specifically touch here right now. On the funding rate heat map, here you don't see any sign yet of overheating here, and I'm here at 84% APR, yearly APR. So if I go here up to 200, you know, so nothing. So there's not real leverage in the market yet. You know, you only see here some meme coins, only Popcat and virtuals got already a flush here because it came down a little bit. So basically only Popcat is a little bit overheated. When I pull here this all the way to the left, but otherwise there's nothing, you know. So we are nowhere close to where we were over here in the beginning of December. Now Ethereum is still struggling with the golden ratio here, but here on the 4-hourly chart, it looks like that if we keep that trajectory that we see right now, that the stochastic RSI will put in a new buy signal with the next 4-hourly candle in 3 hours, and that will get us above the golden ratio and will initiate a test of $3,527 here at the horizontal neckline of the ascending triangle, so which is not so there, so it will be a little bit lower, so it's $3,520 actually. So again, once we get the breakout, the technical target is $3,945 approximately. So now it's a little bit lower, $3,930. Doesn't make a huge difference for us. So we just wait here for that breakout. Remember, we are in the breakout window. We need to get this breakout the latest. If we go over that line here, you need to be careful. You need to be careful with Ethereum, because what we don't want to see is that we get here somewhere the breakout, and then we come back in, and then this happens. You know, so you have seen that on other coins like Bitcoin. You know, where we got a rising wedge, and so angle was too stiff. So yeah, rising wedge. So where the rising wedge normally should break down here, and it broke down somewhere here, and now we are coming back into that rising wedge, and we will go higher. You know, so we need to get this breakout here by tomorrow at some point out of that ascending triangle. It doesn't matter if we start to consolidate above it, even if we come back into it, but at the top of that ascending triangle, that's absolutely fine, as long as by Monday we turn around and do something like this. Then Solana, Solana is nicely moving here to the upside currently. If you're looking, so here's one of the last levels where I would open a bigger position on Solana. If you're looking to enter Solana because you missed it, a pullback to $212 is what you are looking at. You know, so that is one of the levels where you can start building a bigger position. And I still expect here that Solana most likely will come back over the next 48 hours at least once to $205. So your decision if you want to set a limit order here with part of that position that you want to build, and the rest you market buy, or you wait for that small pullback to $212, then you just dollar cost average down. But this is what I'm going to see here over the next couple of days. And then afterwards, after that small pullback here, we're going to do this. So next week, mark my words, guys, next week, we will be definitely above $230, and most likely trying to touch $247, $250 for Solana. So which will put my trade on ZoomX here in massive, massive profits. A $20 move in Ethereum, I can actually show it to you. Let's say we go up to $232. So a $20 move from my entry is giving me $73,600 in profit. So which is insane. So and that's why I kept that trade and kept dollar cost averaging down, because I knew it will pay off really, really big once Solana is going back to the upside. So now let's talk about some other altcoins that I have. So AVAX also pumping here today. We broke above that downward sloping trend line that I just broke yesterday. So it doesn't matter where you would have bought here or with that limit order, you are in any way now in nice profits. Also here, short term, we could see here a little bit of stagnation, because we are currently facing a resistance level here, a little bit up here, this here basically. So the resistance coming from here. So that's why you see that we are pulling back a little bit currently. So on the lower time frames, I actually want to have a look here quick. Yes, so we are most likely coming back to $40. So if you miss to market buy here or to set a limit order, that's your chance when we come back to $40 to enter from here. Maybe we get even all the way back down to that downward sloping trend line to retest this one more time, and then we start moving here into higher levels for AVAX. The next one is Render. Render just broke above that downward sloping trend line here. Like many other coins, you just saw it on AVAX. So the only difference is here the stochastic RSI looks like that it's about to turn around. Also here we are facing right now a horizontal resistance level that is stopping us from moving higher, and that's over here. Yeah, so let me actually also a little bit higher. So there, that's the level. So I should actually make a zone out of that. This is kind of where we are facing resistance from currently. So that's why you see also Render not pushing higher right now. So here also most likely you're going to get one more move here to the downward sloping trend line to $7.70, which is a 2% move to the downside, nothing crazy. and then you get continuation past $8 and a move into the golden ratio here, the extended golden ratio, the 1.618 and $9.75. Breaking the $10 level will signal a move into $13.23 or even higher than that to $16.71, also rather quickly. Then on AlphaX, I'm still here in my SUI trade. My SUI trade is printing right now. You see here $76, roughly 9%. Again, guys, if you want to trade on AlphaX, now I got locked out. Sign up there, you still get $100 just for signing up. Plus, if you deposit $100, you stand a chance to win $500. Actually, I forgot to no, it's not that I forgot. I actually had, honestly, no time to set up everything to pick a winner today. So we're going to do it tomorrow, guys. And then we're going to pick two winners tomorrow, each $500 on AlphaX, guys. So make sure that you sign up now if you forgot to do it yesterday or before I actually started the show. There's a link in the description for that. Then the next one that I want to talk about is Uni. So here, Uni is also in between the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average on the 4-hourly chart. We are here right now already in that resistance area that I'm looking at for render. So here, as long as we are staying within that range and just consolidate, you can either build a position or add to your Uni position, because once we are starting to move out of it, we are not coming back, guys. So most likely we are seeing a really quick move here in the direction of $20. That's the next major level where I would expect some resistance, where we come back down here to $18.50, $18, somewhere in between, and then you're gonna get here another leg to the upside for Uni. So, but just to give you some perspective, if you would start building from here position into $20, that is almost a 38% move to the upside. Then Near, another coin that I had a look at today. Also here we broke the downward sloping trend line for Near. We got a nice pump here to the upside here. Also currently facing resistance at $5.73. Once we get above that level and get like one or two 1-hourly candles above that level, you see we did not get that yet because we are pulling back here a little bit. Once we're getting one or two 1-hourly candles above that level, I would feel confident to open a trade, a short-term trade on Near, and to trade this at least also here into $8, which will give you over 40%. So here, roughly, okay, $8 will give you roughly 40%. Yes, more or less 40%. So, and again, that will be that can be happening within a week, so you don't have to wait like months for that to be happening. Most likely it's going to happen within a week or so. And then the next one is Arbitrum. Arbitrum, also here, the two zones that I have given yesterday, we are just trying to break above that market buy area that I had spoken yesterday about. So if you want an Arbitrum trade, that might be the moment to get into one. So just on the lower time frames, you might get a better entry if you wait for the 15 minutes chart to cool down a little bit. And once the 15 minutes chart hits the bottom on a stochastic RSI, that would be the moment where I would open that trade. So if you want to enter just a little bit lower, you can wait a little bit. So if you don't want to wait and you just use 3-5x leverage, where you anyway will not get liquidated on this trade, and you say, I don't care, just wait and out that couple of hours, so the couple of hours that it goes down, you can do that without any problems. The next one is Fetch. Fetch is also here in that resistance area currently. Once we break above $1.48, expect a move into $1.75 and into this downward sloping trend line here that is currently sitting at around $2. So that would be my short-term target here for Fetch. That downward sloping trend line around $2, which will also give you a really, really nice return. And once you get into this here, because on the weekly chart, we're about to turn around. So look at this here, stochastic RSI this week will turn around, and that might be sealed with a move above $1.48 for the upcoming weekly candle, and that weekly candle most likely will go all the way up to this downward sloping resistance line in the next week, or the following week. So I don't think that you need to wait longer than 2 weeks for that move. So also here I'm looking at a short-term trade. Then Sui is still trading here under that resistance block. You see, guys, what I mentioned yesterday. You could have stayed in that trade. We moved here only all the way down to $4.27. My limit order got triggered on AlphaX, as you have seen. So I was 1% away from the perfect entry, which I could live with. Now we are still consolidating here a little bit in that small bull flag, so which we technically already broke out of here on SUI. So I'm just to see where the technical target is for that bull flag. See, this is already above the W target that I'd given you. And of course, we are right now above the W. We got a retest of the neckline of the W. So now we should be off to the races here into the direction of $4.70, potentially even $5 in the next coming days. And then we have Link also entering that resistance block here currently. Here I would also expect in the short term a small pullback based on the 1 hourly chart back to at least $22, so which is more or less a 3.5% move. So here I would open a position if you did not already open a position here based on what I said the other day on Link, and then trade this here into $31. The next one is AAVE. Look at this, guys. Within the breakout window that I had given, we broke out of this now. So here, AAVE, it looks a little bit crazy to me. I have to take a sip. So AAVE it's looking a little bit crazy on the stochastic RSI. There's still momentum left to go higher. So I hope that we were able to build a position here on that breakout and within that breakout window, because AAVE left you otherwise behind. You know, so this is almost a 9% move that we got here today already. We are also sitting here right now at a resistance level, so I would not currently enter this here, especially while we are pumping on this 4-hourly chart. So you see here at $18.70, that is the resistance that we are facing. So if you missed this trade here, either wait for a move back to $17.90 roughly, or a break of $18.70. But also here, you want at least 1 or 2 30-minute candles above that line before I would enter this, because we're going to run then here into the $20 mark as resistance, which should also, stop us a little bit from going higher. And there, from there onwards, it's then most likely also $25 and $30 upwards. Coty tries to break right now, 13 cents, 0.2. We are slightly above that actually right now. So if we can close the current 4-hourly candle above that level, substantially above that level. So I want to see here $13 cents 4, 13 cents 5, something like that. Yeah, 13 cents 4 would be fine. So if we can close the candle here at that level, that would give me confidence for immediate continuation above that ascending triangle here. We are also at the right moment to break out of that ascending triangle without running into a huge risk that we are rolling over and coming back into that ascending triangle here. So once we get here a 4-hourly close, hopefully with the current 4-hourly candle at 13 cents, 0.4, we get immediate continuation to the upside. Even if we don't get immediate continuation and start consolidating, it will be not the end of the world, because once we're above that level here, I know that continuation will come fast and violently to the upside. The next one, before I go into some coins that you guys are requesting, is Injective. Injective also here trying to move into higher levels. Also here we are facing resistance currently. Let me show it to you guys. So the resistance is coming from here, from $22.37. Once we get here also a 4-hourly close above that level, I would like to see a close around $23 for the current 4-hourly candle. That would be the price point where I would be also confident enough to say that from here onwards we got continuation, regardless if it's with a small consolidation phase above or slightly below $23, as long as we are above the $22 mark here. So we are just 2%, a little bit less than 2% above that $22 mark right now. But as long as we are a little bit closer to $23 and start consolidating there, we also get continuation. And next week, most likely first stop will be here, that big sell order block all the way up here at $28.60 to roughly $30. So I'm gonna do two coins that you guys are requesting. Let me have a look here. So okay, Igor is already scratched off the list. Guys, you know the drill. Post it once. Post it once. If you start spamming, I'm not looking into it at all. So if you post again, Igor, I'm gonna mute you. So let's have a look here. So CRV. Oh, ICP. Yeah, ICP. I had. Where's my ICP chart? I had a look earlier at ICP. Let's see here, ICP. Where is my ICP chart? What happened with that? Okay, I'm just gonna use, what chart did I use here earlier? The FED, it might be the FED chart where I had ICP earlier on. So let's see here. I need to switch there, ICP. Yes, so yeah, there's the chart. So, oh wow. So ICP, yeah, ICP is definitely pumping here, even on the daily chart. So really, really nice pump. I would not currently enter this. So here, you need to wait that we come down a little bit more. Also on the 4-hourly chart, we start to be overextended. So let me give you an idea of where I would be looking at to get into ICP. So either a move back to $10.84, but that might be quite steep because that's like a 6% move to the downside, most likely not going to happen. So I would start laddering into a position here at $11.30. So $11.30, most likely what you're going to see is that we move a little bit closer to $11 again, and from there get in the turnaround above the golden ratio and then continuation to the upside. So there could be potentially still a little bit juice left to get above the golden ratio and then roll over. So, and that will only then put the level that we go to the next level of support a little bit higher, which will be then actually $11.30. I would not expect that we go lower than that if we move today into $12. It doesn't matter if we spike into this, so we don't need a candle close above $12. We just need to touch it today. So when we touch it and we're up here, then most likely the pullback will stop at $11.30. So there's where I would set some limit orders. And then once we bounce from here, I would ladder in on the way back up all the way into $12, but only when we did something like this here, so then you start laddering into your position at $12. I would stop and let it run, and most likely from $12 it's going to run into $20. So the next one is okay, TIA. So TIA, and then I actually gonna go. Let's have a look at TIA. Where's my TIA? TIA was not doing that well today, I think, or is it now doing well? When I looked at it, there, yeah, 2% something. It's not bad. So also here on the 4-hourly chart, currently at resistance, and here at $5.20 roughly. That's what we are looking at. The stochastic RSI is looking good so far. So if we can close in that way and move a little bit higher here, let's say to like $5.24, then most likely you're going to get one more candle to the upside to $5.30 into the downward sloping resistance line here before you get, and there it was already, so there we were already. So, but we need a candle close at that level. So if we get the 4-hourly candle close around that level, you're most likely going to get a touch of the downward sloping trend line. And from there you get the rejection back into the current price level where we are at, so, and then you're going to get that break to the upside. That's most likely what's going to happen here with Celestia. So, and here the first levels that you need to have a look at is $5.55 which is more or less coinciding right now with the downward sloping trend line. Yeah, more or less. So, and then the imminent target would be for me here $7.50. So that's over a 50% move to the upside, if I'm not mistaken, from that break here. Yeah, okay, 40% move to the upside. Also, really, really nice move here to the upside. Okay, I'm gonna do eGold, but then I really need to run. So where is eGold? I think eGold. Where is it? There. Let's have a look on a daily chart. 12-hourly chart. Also somewhat forming here a W pattern. So once it breaks above $37.55 roughly, there's the neckline. You're gonna get from here a break. So how much is this? A $5 move. A move into $42 here, so into that top section. So at the same time, you take out the imbalance that is here, that was not completely filled, so actually all the way here. So you take out the rest of that imbalance, and then you start moving higher. So most likely around $42.50, you're gonna experience some resistance in the eGold. And get a consolidation. Once that level is broken, it goes really quick here in the direction of $50. Guys, I have to run. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I definitely see you with some profits tomorrow.